if your house isn't selling in this market, there is definitely a reason why. On today's episode of the Elite Realty Group Podcast, we're going to dive into the top 4 reasons your home may be shifted into stall in the current real estate market. Hang on, y'all. Here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Elite Realty Group Podcast, where we bring you the most up-to-date, relevant real estate information you're going to find anywhere on the planet. You're going to get it right here from your friends at Elite Realty Group. I am Mike Elkins with Elite Realty Group. Got Mr. Dave Elkins in the house once again with me today to discuss how to get your house shifted out of stall, man. I think there's a lot of people out there, they're thinking, what in the world's wrong with my house? Why ain't it selling in this real estate market? Are you ready to dive feet first?
Absolutely.
Into this?
Because this is a good one, man. Like we get this question a bunch.
Yes.
I saw my neighbor's house sell, my in-laws' house sold, and I'm just sitting here. What's going on?
Yep.
So it'd be good to answer these or kind of to throw these things out there of what could be the problem.
I'm 100% on board with you. It's actually usually a lot of times I think when we have these conversations with people, it's not usually as complicated as you think it is.
Right.
Like there's usually a really super simple, most of the times very quick things that you can do that will get you shifted back in gear and going to the way that it is that you need to go. I think that, you know, one of the things that is kind of big to me that I like to talk about with people a lot of times, it kind of goes back, you know, when we talk to people about buying a house, okay, we tell them the number one thing you got to do before you go buy a house is get pre-approved. You got to do it first. I think a lot of things that we talk about with sellers, there are things you can do, I'm going to call it in the middle of your listing or after your listing has hit the market to adjust it, get shifted going the right way, whatever you want to say. But I think with sellers, there are also things you got to look at on the front side. Like that,
absolutely.
that you need
just
to
as big as that pre-approval
is
for the buyer. They are things that seller has to do up front if they want the maximum amount they can get for their house.
Absolutely. And I think all 4 of these that we're talking about today need to be done before we go to market. Okay. Like we gotta get it. We gotta get it done prior to. Now, I talk to our agents here all the time about, you know, not getting in a rush.
Right.
Okay. Now I understand you want to get it on the market. You want to get it listed and you want to get it sold as quickly as possible. But getting it ready to do that, you don't need to rush your way through that.
Most people, honestly, I mean, I would say most people don't keep their house, I'm going to say, market ready.
No,
because you ain't selling your house every day.
Great point.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not selling my house right now.
Great point.
You come to my house right now, it is not market ready. Okay. There is a difference.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying what happened, like you just said, we talk about rushing a lot. Not Russia, but we're talking about rushing to get the house on the market as the agent. We need to woe back, man. We need to woe back, Mr. Seller.
Yes.
Mr. Seller sometimes needs to woe back too, because sometimes this happens a lot. If you're an agent, you know this. If you have ever sold your house, you probably know this. Sometimes, man, it's like you and your wife have a conversation. You know, last night, hey, I think we might ought to sell this house and go find us something else. And tomorrow morning, you are ready for it to be on the market and be sold.
Correct.
We might need to woe back a little bit. Because we could be making thousands of dollars in mistakes.
That's true.
We could lose thousands and thousands of dollars in mistakes by not taking a couple days and getting this thing right out of the hole.
I'm 100% on board with you. And that's a lot of times where, again, having a good realtor in your corner plug for us is going to kind of help you take that step back. You know, take the step back for it and get it. One of the things we like to do, this is totally not on what we're supposed to be talking about. But I'm going to throw it out there, okay? Because, like, why not? But one of the things we talk with our sellers about, and I think it's a missed opportunity if you don't do what I'm getting ready to say to do, that I think is a very good thing to do for marketing your property and getting it sold. You got to do everything we're getting ready to tell you, but as long as all those stars are lined up, I think one of the greatest things you can do to get your home sold fast for top dollar in today's market is launch your listing. Meaning when it goes on to the market, launch your listing with an Elite Realty Group mega open house.
Yeah.
You don't know what that is? Talk to us about it later. But like so it's basically an open house on steroids. Not promoting steroids, but I'm saying to you, like, it is the way to launch your property.
Listen, it's like getting in a swimming pool. If you just put your foot in there,
yes,
go, man.
Yes,
do a cannonball.
Jump in.
If you're going to go, if you're going to try to sell your house, let's put every foot. People say put your best foot forward.
Yes,
I'll put every foot I got forward.
Everything, man.
I'm going to put everything I got forward because it needs to be right the day that it comes.
Yes,
it needs to be right. Everything.
And
might as well go all in.
That's right. So talking about your house, is your house ready? Like, could we just come right now and open the door up and let's have an open house? Right. It's probably not.
Yeah.
So again, getting ready. We got off on a rabbit there, but
we did.
There's things you got to do before you start. Here's the biggest one. Let's jump in. Okay?
Yeah. It's always the biggest.
Listen to me. Like I don't understand a lot of the thinking sometimes that comes behind this. I do, but I don't. But the why ain't your house selling? Okay, and what do you need to do to get it ready? Don't overprice your house.
Right.
Okay.
That's simple. That's simple.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like, it is simple things we can do. Okay. It's simple things we can do to go quick.
Yeah.
All right. Like you said, jump in with both feet, but overpricing your house in the current market, it is the number one reason homes sit.
Right.
Okay. It's just pricing.
Yeah.
Based off of emotion, based off of this is just what I think.
Yeah.
Based off of this is what I want. Based off of looking at the wrong information, but you just overprice your house. So I said this on a previous episode. Man, today's buyers they have more options. They're not rushing into it. They're more educated. They got information at their fingertips and lots of it. And they know they got a good pulse of the value.
They do, yeah.
Of what a house in this neighborhood, this particular part of the county, they kind of know that. The importance of getting that right it's critical. Okay. And if you miss it, your house is probably going to sit.
Yeah. That's what I said. That in itself it could be a mistake that costs you thousands of dollars.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like you said this, I think, but emotions should really have no say in the value of your home.
I agree.
And that is hard. I'm gonna be honest, that is hard. If you've ever sold your home, you understand this. Like,
it's very hard.
That you have a lot of ties to that house.
Yes.
So emotionally, we have to take emotions out of it.
Yes.
And I'm going to say, don't always take this as that I'm trying to say everybody's trying to list too high. Not necessarily, but we're talking about why your home is sitting on the market. There's a really good chance that most of the time it always comes back to price.
Right.
Okay. So we have to be able to take those things out of it. Like you said, people are just too smart.
Right.
They're too smart that they don't have to, they don't have to look at your house and say, I'm going to jump on this one. A lot of people right now is waiting people out to see, because everybody is kind of in that mindset that we're listing them high and we're going to come down. So don't be that.
Right.
Don't be that person. You know what is a good situation to be in? It's in a good situation to be in to list it for the right price. As soon as you list it, I would rather go up. Yes, you can do that.
Yes.
You can go up, because if we price it right, now we've got multiple people interested and we're going to get multiple offers instead of trying to price it high and hoping that one person.
True.
I told somebody this just a while back. But I remember, this is true, and I hate to even say this out loud because this is true. But a couple years ago, our area did. We had a lot of people from out of state moving to our area, coming in here with a lot of cash in their pocket, and they was buying houses and probably paying more than they should have. Mm-hmm. I'm saying because that they wanted to be here, and our market, not that we was crazy overpriced, but that it was a steal of a deal from what they had come from.
Right.
So they thought they was just great deals, and they was buying these homes, but we're not there.
No.
We're not there no more. And so many sellers, I heard a seller say yesterday, you still got them out-of-state buyers coming in here with all that money? No, they're not. They're not. Right. And even if they are, we do have a lot of out-of-state buyers still coming here. But it's not the same market.
It's different.
That market is gone.
Yes.
We need to forget about that market. Okay. We need to price for today.
Correct.
And not what happened 2 years ago.
No.
We can't price there no more.
There's no doubt about it. But, again, talking about the reasons why people's homes are sitting on the market, honestly, the biggest one, it's number one by far.
Always will be.
People are just overpricing it. Now, if you're out there, you're watching this because, again, you thought, we're gonna figure out why your home isn't selling. That's first place I'd look. Mm-hmm. If you're sitting out there right now and you're thinking, man, why is my home not selling?
Yeah,
you need to deep dive. Okay, not a passing thought. You need to deep dive into, am I priced correctly for today's market? Okay, that is the number one reason. So if it's sitting, overpricing for the current market is a bad thing. That's the number one, and it's the most common reasons homes sit on the market. Tell us the number two reason homes sit on the market.
Number two is your first impression.
Yep.
You're making a bad first impression. You really need to break down your listing photos, okay? Buyers are literally deciding on your house in seconds.
Yes.
In seconds, they know if this is the house that they want to look at or not. If that first picture that they see on Zillow or Realtor.com or wherever they're looking at these places, if that first picture don't wow them, they've swiped right on. They have swiped right on, and your house is gone.
Right.
Out of sight, out of mind. Make sure that your pictures are not dark. If you've got dark pictures, it just looks bad. It looks unprofessional.
Correct.
Okay, so dark pictures, cluttered spaces, all that stuff. You've lost the buyer at that point.
Yes.
You have lost them. Okay.
Yes.
Same thing goes for, now we've got them there. Let's just pretend that we've got them there. But now we got to worry about smells. You maybe are a little bit too cluttered up. You've got, this is hard to say because I'm a dog person, but if you've got dogs, cats in the house, a lot of times, I'm going to go back to pictures for a minute, touch on that. I have a dog, got 2 dogs actually now, but if I post a picture of my house and people can see a dog crate and dog bowls, you know what? Like, they don't know that maybe I've got the most hyperallergenic dog in the world and it puts off 0 smell.
Right.
They look at that. They don't know if you've got that dog or if you've got the one-eyed dog from the junkyard dog. You know what I mean? Yes. They don't know what dog is in your house. And some people are not pet people.
Rule it out.
And that house is ruled out because in their mind right now, your house smells like a dog kennel.
Yes.
So take it for what it's worth. But if you got pictures like that where you got dog beds, dog crates, dog bowls, cats, I'm saying don't just leave it on dog. You might have money.
Correct.
But I'm saying people take those things and that your house is judged upon those things.
I agree.
So make sure that your pictures are right out of the hole. A thing that I see happening a lot right now, and I think this is killing homes. Realtors, because again of the wanting to hurry up. Everybody's wanting to hurry up, get their listing.
To go.
They're taking I'm listing your house today. Okay, I'm listing your house. I'm gonna take a picture of the front of it, and I'm gonna take one in your living room.
Right.
I'm gonna take it with my phone. Okay?
Sure.
I'm gonna have professional pictures done, but he can't get there for 3 or 4 days.
Yes, this is a great point.
But we need to go ahead and get your house on the market.
It's a great point.
Don't do that.
No.
People have seen that house with those 2 pictures popped up on their new listings. Well, they ain't got no pictures of that house.
No.
Swiped on.
Yep.
You're gone. They never come back and see that you spent $18,000 to get professional pictures.
Correct.
They didn't even see them.
Right.
If you ain't ready on the first day, don't put it on the market.
Right.
Don't take bad pictures and say we will replace them later with the good pictures.
I agree.
Be ready out of the hole.
Yes. And, another tip that I'm going to go along on side of that and jump on just a moment. Smells is big. Okay. If your house stinks, we got to fix it. But I think this is a great tip. And the more I think about it, the bigger I think it plays, the more we see again and hear and talk to people buying houses and all that stuff. I think this is a big tip. If your house feels like your house to somebody else, it's not going to feel like theirs.
Yeah.
Now,
true.
by what I'm saying is, as much as you humanly possibly can and still live in your house, depersonalize your house. Right. Remember, people, we go with buyers all the time. And you honestly, they will tell you this. If you've ever bought a house, you can tell us this. When you go in.
You know that feeling.
Golly, this one's a good one. Mm. You know what? It feels like yours. Yeah. When you go in somebody else's house. Think about that for a moment. Right. It doesn't feel right. Okay. Right. I'm going to tell you, emotion is a major part of a purchase and a sale of a house.
Well, we just talked about emotion shouldn't do anything with the price. Emotion is major on the buying side.
Yes, it is.
Because going back, like I said, about those pictures.
Yes.
Maybe they didn't see it online. Maybe they drove by it. So that curb appeal, you know what I mean? They have we've said this, people, we have all had buyers that we have pulled up to a house.
Yes.
And they didn't want to go in.
No.
They didn't like the outside of it.
Right.
Because the curb appeal, junk laid all over the yard. Mm-hmm. You had bicycles thrown everywhere.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We have to. You got to remember, we are asking people to give us thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Right.
For our property.
Sure.
We need to make sure, again, we're going best foot, every foot we got forward.
Yes.
Okay, so those things matter. That was huge, what you just said. If it don't feel like it could be home to them, if that's your home.
Yeah. It's not theirs.
Maybe they can't feel at home there.
They can't picture it as theirs.
Right. I'm not telling you to take everything you got down and make it a big empty house.
No.
It needs to feel like home.
100%.
It needs to feel like
100%. Home. And you continue to go on, why ain't your house selling? Look at the price. But look at your marketing. Like, are there too much personal stuff in it? Right. Are you getting a lot of showings? Right. You know what I mean? And something ain't right. Mm-hmm. Could you have a smell?
Right.
Could it be this house feels like too much like I feel like I'm intruding?
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're just uncomfortable the whole time they're looking around. Like, right. I feel like I'm intruding. Mm-hmm. And it's hard. Selling your house, you know what I mean? You got to do the right things and to put yourself up here.
Right.
Because again, if you're comparing, there's a good likelihood right now. I'm talking to somebody today. There's someone listening to us today. There's a house on the market that is your competition. There's a really good chance you've got competition.
Yep.
So again, if yours doesn't check the boxes and the neighbors does check the boxes, we did an episode recently that said you might be selling your neighbor's house.
Right.
And so you have to think about those things. You have to look at those things. You have to deal with them. It is factual information that we're trying to give to you. Again, if your house ain't selling, there's probably one of these 4 reasons that's popping up, looking up, that is the reason why. Mm-hmm. Let's go a little bit, though. We tell everybody all the time, price and marketing. That's what sells your house, price and marketing.
Right.
So if your house don't sell, it's probably price and marketing. Okay. Right. But let's jump outside of that for a moment and have some conversations that you as a seller, you need to be aware of. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you need to make sure you're ready for what I'm getting ready to talk about, okay?
Yep.
But the accessibility to even for people to be able to see your house.
True.
Showings,
True.
Okay? Your house needs to be accessible unless you're in a bed asleep.
Right.
Of the nighttime.
Of the nighttime, yeah.
Okay?
A lot of third shifters come home and they work.
Of the nighttime, okay? People have to be able to get in and see your house. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to be limited, if at all possible.
If at all possible.
If at all possible. Flexibility equals more eyes equals more offers. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's not what you would say ideal time. It's 6:30 in the evening and the kids just got home from ball practice and the dog needs washed. Dinner's on the stove. It's not the ideal time. I get it.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
But if your agent calls and says, man, I just got a call and your house wasn't even on these people's list, but they just realized it's on the market and they're wanting to see, that's not idea.
Right.
But flexibility sometimes can be the answer between yes and no. Mm-hmm. And so the more accessible your house is, the better that is. I'm going to go even a little more in depth on that in saying the accessibility to do that open house to start with that I talked about earlier.
Right.
The accessibility to take good marketing pictures. Mm-hmm. The accessibility for people to be able to do what they need to do. Look, if you list your home with us, we're going to want to do videos of it. We're big video. We're going to want to do video. We're going to want to get in every closet that there is. I know your crap is stuffed in your closets.
Right.
But the accessibility to be able to showcase what you're trying to sell is major.
Yeah.
So the accessibility to be able to show those houses, that's going to be a big thing.
Big thing is if the buyers can't get in there, they are not going to give you an offer.
Not.
They're not.
It's not
like I said, I understand that.
We were in that market where you could do that.
Right.
We ain't now.
No. We're not there now.
We're not
But I'm saying so we're talking about like I said, at 6:30, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's just not a good time. But so that hurts you. We've also had those ones that you call at, we get a call at 8:00 in the morning.
Sure.
They want to see it at 10. We call to try to tell the seller, hey, we got somebody want to see it at 10 o'clock this morning. Well, we're at work. Mm-hmm. Nobody's there, but you know what? The house is a mess. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We didn't get a chance to pick up our laundry. We didn't make the bed. We didn't get to do this. Dinner's still out from last night on the stove. You know what I mean? That is hurting. So don't let them come look, because I don't want them to see it in that situation.
Correct.
Don't let them come look today.
Correct.
You might have just lost them.
Could have
just lost them.
We've seen it many times. Mm-hmm. You say, really? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would it be worth picking up your underwear off the floor before you went to work?
I would probably do it. For thousands of dollars, I'd do it.
That's why we go back to, you got to be ready to sell your house. You got to be all in.
It's a commitment.
It is 100%. It is 100% a commitment. And I think all that we've talked about really leads to one of the biggest points we have today, which is the last one that we have, which tell the people of the world what it is.
You just said it. We always say it's price and marketing. Yeah. So if I was doing this list, I'd have put marketing second. But so marketing, you cannot. This is, I think for sale by owners need to hear this right here. Mm-hmm. You can't just put a sign in your yard and expect it to sell.
No.
Okay. I'm not saying that it won't. So don't hold me to that, but not saying that it won't.
Take us out of context.
Yeah, right time, right place, right person. Who knows? But I'm saying the world has to be able to know that your house is for sale.
Correct.
Okay? That's what we do. I'm going to say at Elite Realty Group, I can't speak about everywhere, but we want to make sure that not just your mom, your dad, your neighbors that has to drive past your house, we know they're going to know your house is for sale.
Correct.
We want to make sure that the world knows that your house is for sale. We have to put it out there to everybody. I sold a house and had a guy come from, Yugoslavia. I don't know where it's at.
Right.
Okay? We have to make sure that the world knows your house is for sale.
Correct.
Because we don't know where they're coming from.
Right.
But we want to make sure that if they're looking, mm-hmm. they're going to be able to find your house for sale. So we have to do great marketing, okay? Yep. The ways that we do that, video, you just said it's huge. We have databases of people that we can send emails out to, paid campaigns, online. We're on every big website, as everybody is. But I'm saying we have to just make sure that we put your house out there.
Absolutely.
Our marketing, which kind of goes back to everything that, in a sense, we've said today. Kick it off with that mega open house.
Yeah.
Price it right. Have good pictures. Make sure that we're flexible. And let us be able to market your house.
Yes.
And that's the way it's going to get it sold.
That's exactly right. You know, again, you're sitting out there, you've listened to this podcast, you've watched it, and your house ain't selling, you're in the Lakeway area, East Tennessee area. Let's sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, let's just have a conversation, you know, about why. Now, if you're in a contract with another agent, disregard everything that I just said, because we can't come in at that point. Right. You're in a contract with somebody else. But looking through, having, you know, another set of eyes, another opinion, it's not going to hurt anybody. You know, that's not going to hurt anybody. But get your plan. You know what I mean? Look at it. Just know if you want to go to market with your house, go all in. It's like what he said earlier. Jump in, dive in, go all in on getting it done. Be prepared. There's probably going to be some you know, unexpected, not at the perfect time showings. We're going to, take a picture of everything you have. Absolutely. We're going to do what we got to do. We're going to take videos. We're going to ask you to cut your grass. We're going to ask you to tidy up. Yeah. Absolutely. But we're not the only people in the world. Any good agent worth their salt, worth a lick of anything, is going to ask you to do that stuff. Remember, you're contracting us to market your house to the world, to not just market your house, to sell your house. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, that's what we want to do. So again, we've talked to you today about 4 reasons if your house is out there. If it is sitting, I would start with these 4 reasons in my research first.
Yep.
If you do these 4 and you still don't know why, the offer stands on the table unless you're under contract with somebody else. But the offer stands when you're out of contract with somebody else. You call us. We would be glad to come, do a no obligation, free analysis of your whole entire property, and let you know what we think, 1, why it didn't sell, but 2, the adjustments we need to make to get it sold. Anything you need to add, my friend.
I always try to go back because I know we talk a lot to our people here local. But you know what? I mean, anywhere you're at in the world,
let's go
look at that. I'm saying, like, we'll try to help you anywhere that you're at. If you just, if you want to say, hey, look at my pictures.
Yeah.
What do you think about my pictures?
Right.
Send us your address. If your house is online, send us your address. We'll look at the pictures and say, yeah, I mean, those are, whatever. Feedback's what you need. Absolutely. You have to be able to make adjustments. So I'm speaking kind of for sale by owners. For sale by owners, we help a ton. Again, not because we've told people this for years. We've been doing these things like this since 2017. You can sell your house by yourself. We ain't too crazy to say that you can't.
Nope.
But these same things, these don't just apply to an agent.
Mm-mm.
It applies if you're trying to sell your house by yourself.
1,000%.
You have to price it right. All this other stuff has to go along. So don't just think, well, I don't have to worry about that, because that's only if you put it on the market.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. So hopefully this has been some good information for you. Whatever platform you are watching or listening to us on, we would greatly be honored if you would hit that subscribe button, like it. We put out new content on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, as far as short form goes. Podcast and videos all come out on a weekly basis, again, on several different platforms. We're just glad you took some time today to hang out with us, but make sure you subscribe for more content in the future. That does it for us here today for the Elite Realty Group Podcast. We thank you for watching, and we hope that we get to interact with you on an upcoming episode. You guys have a safe and blessed day.